Hey, how are you? Hope all of you are well. It's your CPA Manish here today on Saturday, the 18th of December 2021. And today I'm bringing to you the seventh and maybe the last video on our series on all things real estate. And in today's video, we are going to discuss the gifting of real estate to our family members, especially to our kids. But before we move forward, a legal disclaimer, all these videos are only for your education and entertainment purposes. These should not be construed as any type of legal or tax advice. So let's discuss gifting real estate to our family members. Now, why is gifting or planning to gift so important? It is important because we cannot give unlimited gift or we cannot pass on unlimited estate to our family members. And that's the reason we have to plan for the gifts. We have to plan for the estate that we are going to pass on to our family members. So if we give them more than what is allowed, if we leave for them more than what is allowed, then they will have to pay at least 40% taxes as of today. And that is what we are trying to avoid. What are the limits in the gifting? There are two limits that we need to understand. One is called as a lifetime limit or a lifetime exclusion. And the other is called as an annual limit or an annual exclusion. We'll discuss the lifetime exclusion in the video down the line. But let's first focus on annual limit or annual exclusion. The annual limit or annual exclusion for this year, for 2021, it is $15,000 per annum, per year, per donor, per donee. It is $15,000 per year, per donor, per donee, okay? And this is going to increase next year. In 2022, it is going to go to $16,000. But let me explain to you this 15 or 16, how it works. When we say it is per year, per donor, per donee, what all these three mean. So let me explain that to you. So if I am one donor and I'm giving $15,000 to my son, to my kid who is one donee, then per year I can give to my son $15,000. So it is per year 15,000. I'm one donor and he's one donee. So it's 15,000 per donor per donee. Now in this equation, if I bring in my wife and now we are two donors, then I can give 15,000 to my son. And she can also give 15,000 in a year to my son. So we as two donors, we can give $30,000 to my one son. So that is now two donors and one donee and $15,000 each per year. So now we can give $30,000, okay? Now let's assume that instead of one kid, if I have three kids, then we are two donors, so we are 15, $30,000. We both $30,000 can give it to three kids. So now 30,000 can be given to kid one, kid two, kid three. So we can give $90,000 between two of us and three of our children. Okay. Now let's assume that all the three kids are sons and they are married and we have three daughter-in-laws. And now we decide to give $15,000 per year to everybody. Okay, so how many donors and how many donee we have? So we have two donors, me and my wife, and we have six donees, three sons and three daughter-in-laws. So you have 2 times 6 times 15,000 per annum. So that is how much I can give a gift in 1 year we can give a gift in 1 year to all our family members. And this keeps on adding as you add on your grandchildren and you have more or less number of kids and they're married, they're unmarried. So what you need to do is you need to take 15,000 this year and which is going to be 16,000 next year. And you have to multiply that by the number of donors you are and multiply that by the number of donees that you're going to use. That is how this annual limit or annual exclusion works. If you give this gift within the limit of annual exclusion, then you do not have to report these gifts to the IRS. It is not taxable, of course, but then it is not reportable either. You do not have to file a gift tax return. Gift tax return is called Form 709. If you're doing these gifts within these annual limits, then you don't have to pay tax. Nobody has to pay tax, neither you nor the donees, right? And you don't have to even file a gift tax return. No reporting needs to be done. That's how this annual exclusion works. Remember, there is no limit on number of donees that you can give. It could be as many number of kids, as many number of grandkids, as many number of relatives you have. As a matter of fact, these donees don't even have to be relatives. You can give these gifts, annual gifts, to people who are not your relatives. You can give it to your friends. You can give it to anybody that you want to give the gift to. So they do not have to be your relatives either, okay? Now, if you go beyond this annual limit, then what happens? There is a misconception that if I give gift more than these annual limits, then whatever excess I give, that is going to be taxable either to me or to the recipient. That is not true. If you go beyond the annual limits, then there is a reporting requirement. If you go beyond the annual limits, then there is a reporting requirement, but that doesn't mean that anybody will have to pay tax. It is not required that you will have to pay tax. You will have to file the gift tax returns Form 709, but not necessarily it will become taxable. It will not become taxable because once you go beyond the annual limits, then you land up in something called as a lifetime limit or lifetime exclusion. Once you go beyond annual limits, you land up in the area where the lifetime exclusion or lifetime limit starts. And this lifetime exclusion, lifetime limit is per donor only. It doesn't have any reference to number of donees. This lifetime limit or lifetime exclusion is only per donor, okay? And this exclusion in 2021, it is 11.7 million per person, per donor. And in 2022, it is going to go up to $12,006,000. Currently, it is 11.7, which is next year going up to $12,006,000. But this is per donor. This is for me only, 11.7 or $12 million. And so much even my wife has. So she will have another $12 million. So I have 12, she has 12. So total between us, we have $24 million. So if we go beyond the annual limits, then it falls into the annual exclusion limit. And in annual exclusion, we have 12 million each, total 24 million. So far as we remain within that $24 million, we won't have any taxes to pay as of now. We will have reporting to do because we crossed the annual limit. So we will have reporting to do. We will have to file gift tax returns Form 709, but yet we do not have to pay any taxes. We have to pay taxes, or our recipients have to pay taxes only when we cross that lifetime annual exclusion of $24 million, $12 million each. So that's how it works. You first take care of your annual exclusion, which can be multiplied by the number of donors and the number of donees. But once you go beyond that annual exclusion, then you go to that $12 or $24 million lifetime exclusion, in which you have to do the reporting but not pay taxes. And once you go beyond that 12 million or $24 million, then yes, you have to do the reporting and you will have to pay taxes, 40% taxes to be precise at this point in time that we will have to pay. So this is how the annual exclusion and the lifetime exclusion and the gift taxes work. Now, why are we discussing gifting? We are discussing gifting because as humans, we like to give gifts to our family members. So that is a natural thing that we do all the time. I get this question all the time from all my clients who want to give gifts to their family members, especially their kids. And then there are clients who think that in their lifetime, they will definitely accumulate more than 12 million or $24 million in their estate. And if it goes beyond 12 or 24 million, then they want to give gifts and thereby truncate their estate below the 12 million or 24 million so that the recipients don't have to pay unnecessary 40% taxes. Now, when it comes to annual gifting, 529 college saving plan is one of the most powerful tools that you should use. So when your kids are young, as much as possible till the point you need to maximize for their college education, you definitely want to do 529 college saving plan. That is number one. Putting money into UGMA or UTMA accounts or their brokerage accounts, giving them gifts through those accounts. We don't prefer that as much. The only reason we don't prefer that as much is because when they turn 18, they become owner of those accounts and they are in full control of their accounts and they can do whatever they want to do with the monies sitting in the UGMA, UTMA or their brokerage account. So for that reason, to avoid losing control of those accounts, we don't really prefer those accounts. Can you do life insurance policies? Yes, life insurance policies is after 529 plan, life insurance policies could be a good option because for kids, the life insurance premiums are very low or reasonable. And then there are life insurance policies which are 10 pay or 12 pay or 15 pay, where you only have to pay premiums for 10, 12 or 15 years and then the policy is fully paid. And then kids can take loan from those life insurance policies for their college education, for buying their first home, for their wedding expenses, but you can still be in control of those policies. So to maintain control, that's not a bad option. But in addition to these tools, one of the very powerful tools for doing annual gifting is also gifting them ownership or partial ownership in your rental real estate. So assuming that you are now growing and you have quite a bit of investments and you have invested in rental real estate, which I assume that you would do it most probably through a LLC, one of the things you can do is you can start gifting a membership interest of your LLC slowly and steadily to your kids. So to give you an example, say it's a $2 million rental real estate which you own under LLC. Every year you can give, say, 1% or 1.5% from your LLC ownership interest or membership interest to your kid. You want to make sure that that 1% or 1.5% that you're giving doesn't go beyond that 30,000 or 32,000 annual limits that we have spoken about. So within that limits, you can give them little ownership year after year. So in first year, you give them 1% and you maintain 99%. Then you give them one more percent next year, you maintain 98%. So every year you can formulate this and slowly and steadily give them some percentage ownership every year so that you don't cross that annual limit of 30 or 32,000 and you still maintain majority ownership, you still maintain control, you still maintain the decision-making power, you are still have the majority voting rights, and you are still protecting your asset for yourself. So that is one of the good, powerful tools that you can use so far as the annual gifting is concerned. Now, if the annual gifting is not enough for you and you want to dip into your lifetime exclusion pool, then we have to do more extensive planning. We have to do more elaborate estate planning and gift planning. We'll have to make sure the property or the properties are in LLCs, the properties are properly valued, the LLCs are valued, the membership interest that you're going to gift is valued properly. There might be some marketability, control, and minority discounts that you might be able to claim. It's an extensive process. If you want to dip into that, do let me know. I'll educate you on that. We'll discuss that and formulate an extensive plan. But for the purpose of this video, I wanted to highlight the importance and the benefit of doing annual gifting and how easy is that annual gifting if you want to do it through real estate or a real estate LLC. So that was the purpose of today's discussion. I sincerely hope that this helps. If you have any questions, please do let me know. We covered quite a bit in the last 7 videos in this series of all things real estate. I covered all the questions that you asked. Your response was very overwhelming, so thank you so much for that. If I don't see you before the end of the year, I wish you all a very, very happy, healthy, and a safe new year and very happy holidays. Please do keep sending me your questions and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.